The exterra is fixed. Right fuel pump, right injectors, and now turn like a kitten. Gotta see the rest of the fluid, bleed it out, take it for a drive, and see what you get. This is DJ coming from High Impact Motorsports. We are driving the 2002 Nissan Xterra. This is the supercharged model. So far, it's been performing very well on this road test. The reason I'm actually making this video is just educational purposes, really. This customer is paid big for basically leading in temptation. I think that's the best way to say it, because there's prices online that you stumble across and you're like, wow, I can get those injectors for $80 versus $1,200 from the parts store. And who wouldn't take on $80? Well, hopping in and seeing everything that's been done, the fuel pump was an Amazon knockoff. The injectors were parts store knockoff. And those two things of me troubleshooting the vehicle, going through finding these, but yet also finding other problems. You know, I basically had to fix this vehicle by returning it to factory stock and then diagnosing the rest of the way. The reason why I'm saying this is for anyone out there that is working on their car, you want to basically understand the car. You're not going to be able to just throw parts at it and, oh, it's going to be good. You know, I'm going to do the whole trial and error thing. Hold on, I changed that part. That's not a problem. I changed that part. That's not a problem. You can't do that no more. You're actually going to have to understand how the systems work, because there is too much bad parts out there. I showed you yesterday. We got the fuel injectors from dealer. Basically, I flow test them and they're dead out the box. It's like, what the heck is going on? So, you know, if none of us really cling together and smacked an injector, we wouldn't even think about using these. We would have sent them back and helped on another 6 pair. But the problem is the industry is now using the cheapest fluid possible in order to flow their injectors. This is not good. You know, I've destroyed a lot of, I'll be honest, I've destroyed a lot of Fox Body 5.0 injectors using mineral spirits. It's not good. What I'm saying is you can use it, but you have to run the injectors after flow testing them. You can't just, all right, they're flow tested, throw them in a box, let them sit for a month. It's not going to work. And hopefully the industry out there is hearing me on this, because you guys are going to get a lot of warranty jobs back, so good for you. Yeah, so far the Xterra is running beautiful. Factory fuel pump, factory injectors, and that's really all it was. They swapped out the distributor. I just basically had to set ignition timing, but the parts store distributor is doing okay. I haven't felt a hiccup, so set timing was on. For the people that own Hondas out there, be careful with your distributors you get from the parts store. They are not clocked right, or the ignition timing is way off from it being keyed, and you can't fix that. I've talked to the tuners, and they're basically like source OEM distributors. It's all you can do. And sadly, that's where we're at. Like, source as much old stock OEM parts. It's the only way you guys are basically going to keep your vehicles on the road in the future, because I don't see this being fixed. I don't see them remedying bad parts for some reason. I guess with warranties and stuff, I don't know what to say, but I guess it doesn't hurt them like I think it would. You know, being a made in USA company on these injectors, it's like, what the heck are you doing? Like, this is supposed to be straight up good quality stuff. Another thing, alternators, starters. We're seeing a whole lot of them comebacks, and it's not good. You know, for what I would expect in the industry is as a mechanic, I've only been a mechanic in this industry for 3 years. I was a DIY guy at home, and I worked on my own stuff. It was just what I did, you know, it was my little hobby. But now joining it, I'm starting to see that, like, what I was told and what I know today is not true at all. You guys that take your stuff to the dealers, you know, I was taught that the dealers are supposed to be the ones, because if they work on that brand and that's all they do all their lives, and that's going to be that's where you want to take your car. You know, I had a bad experience at a Nissan dealer. They didn't know how to shift the truck into reverse. They didn't want to go through and scope the crank sensor. Well, me and Patrick figured it out finally, and that customer is very happy that everyone overlooked a bent flywheel. I mean, who would expect that, right? Sadly, there was a lot of labor involved in fixing that, and you know, it was another job like this. They hopped in thinking that cam and crank sensors were the problem. They wired things, they hacked into the harness, bypassing things, just trying to figure it out. And it was like, somehow whoever did the clutch flat, I don't know how you get a bent flywheel, but you do. But I figured, you know, if the dealers are working on these cars all the time, you'd expect them to troubleshoot and be the ones. But clearly I am so wrong at that, and it really comes down to the person that wants to figure it out. You want that person working on your car, because if it's the guy that's just like, oh, I just want to make money, oh, easy knockout, no, that's not the guy you want. You want the one who's like, hey, I will do this, I will go above and beyond and figure this out. And if I can't figure it out, there is incidents where you're like, hey, you know, or the customer doesn't want you to, they can't proceed because the diag fee and the time is just, it's overwhelming for what the vehicle is to them. Like, you'll have those people where they're like, the vehicle doesn't mean shit to me, just tell me what I need to do. It's like, okay. And we always have that on our shoulder where we're like, well, we didn't get to figure that one out. But there's always crap like this in the door that's like, all right, we got this, we're gonna figure it out. Even when we're like, I don't know, we're gonna figure it out, but we'll figure it out. And sure enough, we figured it out. It was just aftermarket junk parts that caused all of this concern. I know I've ran it for almost 7 minutes now. The truck is performing awesome. ABS lights on, I don't know. I need to find out if the customer, if that's been on before he brought it to us, because that's just something I need to know. I do know the ignition switch in this is a problem, and yeah, but this is just out there for you guys that are following along on my videos. Just be mindful, be careful. If you got questions, hit me up. I have no problem answering questions. I do flow test injectors. If you guys got injectors that you don't think are 100%, or you don't know, you just bought them off someone on Craigslist or wherever you bought them from, send them to me. I'll flow test them. I'll send them back. If they're good out the box, I'll just pay the shipping fee, you know? I'll just charge you that. But if there's any bad ones, then you're just gonna have to pay for the flow test. I love helping people out, so yeah. I'm gonna end the video here. I gotta drive with both hands and downshift soon. I gotta take it back to the shop, so yep. Thanks for listening to my rant. Hopefully you guys got something from this video today. This is an awesome Friday because this vehicle is figured out. I would have never assumed that someone would have basically done this. It's been to 8 mechanics on he's got paperwork filled out saying it's been to 8 mechanics in Utah. The dude's from Utah. So for him to stop on the weekends, word of mouth through us, and us being able to fix this before he has to go back home, it's like, you couldn't ask for a better turnout. So thank you all for watching. About to go back to work.